Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome to this new RTA tier list. So, yes, things have changed quite a bit honestly in the past few months, I would say. So, like even since the start of the season. So let's take a look at things. SS hasn't changed though. Like I don't think so. Rinak, Lots, and Arunka are just like you're gonna see them every single game. They're completely broken, and I think they're like fairly above everything else in the sense that like the best way to play the game right now, in my opinion, is to not pre-ban any of them. So you're always guaranteed to like at least have one of them. Because the main issue right now is if you don't like if let's say I pre-ban Arunka, let's say my opponent pre-ban Rinak, they're gonna have access to Meru, and Meru is on a power level like much higher than anyone else that's left, and it makes the game like not very playable realistically. So like the best way to play the game is to just like not pre-ban any of them and then to play whichever one is like open basically, which is not very fun, but I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, like those three are just complete nonsense. Then in S tier we have free run. Like I think she's like I didn't think she would be that strong. She actually is extremely strong. One of the main reason though is that she pairs extremely well with the other S tier units. Like if you pair her with Meru, if you pair her with Arunka, it's basically like you have an incredibly strong DPS that cannot like that's basically never gonna die, and anytime that she gets hit she's gonna push your team as well, which is crazy valuable. So yeah, I don't know, she just pairs really well with like the other very broken units, which is why she's so strong right now. Like yeah, because realistically if you didn't have Maid, if you didn't have Arunka, if you didn't have Meru, like you can just, I mean, she isn't that hard to kill, right? It's just paired with those she's completely impossible to kill, and she has crazy high DPS. So yeah, she's really strong. Then we have Maid. Maid, I mean, yeah, they gave her FCC's passive, which is already like really strong. On top of that, she gives you defense buff, which is incredibly strong. On top of that, she heals a lot and she cycles a lot. So yeah, and then you can soul burn S1, like just you basically have like permanent S3. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is like, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like she's just extremely oppressive. Because the thing is, as long as Maid is alive, you cannot lose basically. Because I mean, she's just gonna keep reviving, and killing Maid is like pretty hard overall. So yeah, Maid is really annoying, really strong. Yeah, eh, what it is. Then Ruel. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she's really good at keeping things alive, and that's a fairly valuable thing to do. Again, it's just a product of the meta. Like I don't think Ruel in a vacuum is that strong. I don't think free run in a vacuum is that strong. It's just like the very strong units make it so those units are like very strong. Like yeah. So yeah, like Ruel with Arunka, like, how do you ever kill anything? Ruel is free run, like it's already like close to impossible to kill free run. Then you can just revive her on top. Like yeah, it's just too much. It's just too much. Like Ruel with Rinak, it's impossible to tank down Rinak, and then like yeah, you know. So that's great. So yeah, Ruel is really strong. I'm gonna see her a decent amount. She makes killing your opponent really hard, so yeah. Then we have Celine. I mean, Celine is just like right now the game has basically two hyper carries, which are Free Run and Celine. Like there's not really, I guess Rinak as well. Free Run, Rinak, and Celine. Rinak is kept in check somewhat by Maid and FCC. Celine and Free Run are kept in check by Belayan mostly. Yeah, if there's no Belayan, Celine and or like if you just pick her yourself, or if you pre-ban her, or like yeah, Celine and Free Run are like the best hyper carries by far because they're extremely hard to kill and they have insanely high damage. Like they just like tear through anything. Celine can even work into Meru because you just play her on like Blue Wayang's artifact, so you actually just like murder everything for fun, and then you're unkillable. And yeah, that's pretty strong. Yeah, that's Celine. Ilinav, FCC, nothing special. They're just like the two best mitigations in the game, two best mitigation units in the game. Ilinav helps you against stuff like Rinak to some extent. She mitigates free runs damage by a pretty good amount. She reduces, Ras damage obviously. She's good into Lionheart. She's good into LRK. Yeah, she's good into like quite a decent amount of units, so she's very valuable. And FCC, when your opponent picks Maid, then you can just pick FCC. And then like she's good into Rinak, she's good into Luna, she's good into Pera, she's good into Kairon. Like she checks a lot of stuff as well. So she's even good into Nebria. So yeah, like two best mitigations in the game by far. Then we have Tenebria finally for S tier. Yeah, she's been there for a while. I don't think she's moving anytime soon. She's just too. They made a debuffer that you can cleanse, so yeah. Brilliant ID. Yeah, I don't know. So unless your entire team is immune to debuffs, she's gonna be extremely annoying. Like she's pretty much always gonna be a good late pick. Early pick, it's more debatable, but late pick, she's pretty much always gonna be there. So yeah. Then 8 year Luna, she's still strong. She's pretty bad in ER Frenzy potentially because you can't really early pick her anymore. She definitely fell off a bit. Like she's harder to play because we have very strong cleansers that are meta. We have Ilinav cleanse to some extent, Celine cleanse, Ruel cleanse, Maid cleanse, and obviously Meru cleanse. So it's a bit harder for her to like get traction. She's mostly good because one of the main reasons why she was so good was that she forces you to play cleansers and then they were all dog, so don't really want to. But now that cleansers are like we have very strong units that also happen to cleanse, she's actually pretty. She fell off a bit. She's still really strong, but she did fell off a bit. Plus, Maid checks her S2 damage, FCC checks her S2 damage. She can't really S2 anything into Arunka. Yeah. Quite a lot of units make her life like a bit more annoying. Silias, I think she's the best opponent in the game right now. I think she's better than Amid. Because Amid is somewhat... you can check Amid with like Sage Ball, you can check Amid with... what's it called? With Eufine, with Politis, stuff like that. Well, you don't really have that issue with Silias. She doesn't really have like glaring weaknesses. The main issue with Silias is landing your S2. But as long as you land your S2, so like as long as you're not named Lunal, you should be fine. So yeah, like very strong unit. She gives your team a lot of tempo. Like Vigor is still really strong, and yeah, the fact that she has a defense break is just crazy. Like if you land your defense break, you just like win the game usually. Ras is strong. It kinda fell off. The thing with Ras is he's bad into the meta overall. Like yeah, he's bad into Rinak. He's bad into Meru. He's bad into Arunka. He's bad into Maid. He's bad into Ruel. He's bad into Celine. He's bad into Ilinav. He's bad into Free Run. So That's like, I'm not even sure he should be A at this point. Like, I still put him A because his kit is really strong on paper, but yeah, he struggles a lot right now because he's weak to like pretty much everything that's meta. Yufin, yeah, nothing too special. She like her S2 is always valuable, and since the meta is very tank down heavy, like mostly if you face because yeah, depends what you face, but I feel like she's lifesteal Yufin is pretty good into Meru because you can't really kill anything, but she doesn't really care that much. Like, you're just there, you get S1s off, you're gonna proc the front line, and then by the time the front line procs and dies, you're gonna have your S3 up, and then you can just finish off the game, right? Close off the game. So yeah. Setsuka 8 tier. As much as I dislike this unit, she's definitely had a very big impact on the meta. She's I feel like she isn't. I mean, I guess how to say this. She's very RNG. She isn't a reliable unit. She just makes playing aggro miserable because you're just gonna lose games for no reasons because your opponent went Setsuka. So no one likes that, which result in like aggro being kinda like not many players playing aggro right now, and everyone just playing slow and just jerking off with Maiden Ruel. So yeah, great addition to the game once again. I mean, to be fair, she's really fun to play. She, yeah, I mean that's all I can say actually because she's really annoying to face, and like there isn't much you can do about it really. Like, I mean, she gives your entire team evasion, so short of just sealing her, even debuffers kinda struggle because if you don't land, then tough shit. So yeah. Kairon's actually pretty good. I didn't expect him to be this good. Mostly because Maid checks him, but you actually just pick him with Maid, so you don't really have the issue. Yeah, it's just like he's one of the very, 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 very few DPS you can pick into Celine, you can pick into Freerun, you can pick into Tenebria. So yeah, just because of that, pretty strong unit. Definitely deserves this spot in A. Like, not a very few units that actually can kill those. So yeah, pretty strong unit. Then we have Belayan. I mean, she kinda like her. I feel like damage Belayan is definitely worse than before because FCC and Maid. But even then, you can still play her. You can also build Hot Belayan if you want. It's pretty good. She just, I mean, she's really, really, really good into Freerun, and she's really, 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 really good into Celine. And she just she's also extremely good in ER Frenzy because nothing can soul burn. So yeah, just a good unit overall. Like, she did fall off a bit, I would say. Yeah, I think she fell off a bit still, but she's still extremely relevant to the meta. So yeah, ATR very deserved. RCT never gonna move. I mean, I hope she falls down to. I really hope she falls down to CTR at some point, but for now, she's still there. LHC, her buff was actually pretty good, and on top of that, there's a lot of Setsukas, so here she is. Like, LHC is mostly here because of the amount of Setsukas. I don't think she's very useful otherwise, but she's definitely a good unit into Setsuka, so here she is. LRK, good into free run. That's about it. It's mostly just like, you mostly pick LRK because of like free run Belayan. Like, when your opponent goes free run Belayan, you can just play LRK. So here he is. Pretty decent unit. Plus the reset is always nice to have. But yeah, you do need your opponent to like pick stuff like LRK, free run Belayan. Otherwise, it's really hard to fit in. And then Rose. The meta is very, very, very slow, so I think Rose has her place. I'm not quite sure if she should be A or B, honestly, but I quite like her, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put her A. I do think she has her spot. I do think she's decently strong. So, yeah. And I'll just brush. I won't do all the B tier because it's a bit too much. Yeah, I actually put like absolutely everything, like every 5-star. So yeah, Stark is, I'm not even sure he's good in PvE. Like he's actually so bad. But I mean, what can you do? Yeah, C tier. I think that's somewhat fair. Yeah, I'll just go through some units in the B tier that are new. Pera, I mean, Maid is really annoying for her. FCC is really annoying for her. We have much better openers than her with Cilias and, I mean, Amid to some extent, though I don't think Amid is very strong right now. But Cilias, if you want an opener, is much better. Pera is also really bad into Meru. She's pretty bad into Rinak. So yeah, because of all of that, I don't think she's very strong right now. Aram, nothing new. Zio fell off because of Setsuka, Arunka, Meru. Ace, nothing new. All of those. Schnell, Politis, Araminta. Like, I don't think... Yeah, Amid, I don't think she's that strong right now. She's okay, but I think Cilias is just better. Fumir is pretty good. It's mostly with free run. But if you have free run, she's a free force ban. So, yeah, that's always nice. You pick free run on 3, you get a free force ban with Fumir. Yay. Eda, pretty good. Sage Ball, pretty good. Yula, pretty good actually. But your opponent needs to cleave. I don't think anyone really cleaves right now, so that makes her a lot worse. But still. Okay, BBK, Bidom. Shuri. Shuri is just like the best speed imprint if you're racing, because he's gonna one-tap the entire enemy team if you win the race. So that's always nice. Christy is actually pretty okay. You mostly just pair her with Celine, but she's actually really okay with Celine. So that's nice. Chlorina, I haven't seen any in a while, but I did see a few on release when the patch was released, and I thought she was actually okay. But I think the meta is again bad for her. I think like right after the patch she was okay in like some RCT games, but right now I think, yeah, I actually don't think she's very strong. Like she's like B or C, but yeah, maybe just C. Yeah, probably just C. I think the meta changed too much for her to be good right now. Elvira, I mean, like Kairon is here, so always like she has her niche, right? Which is nice. Candy, she has her niche to make you like as a buff stacker. Abigail is actually pretty okay. You pair her with Celine, like that's really it. But I mean that's still nice. Milim is okay sometimes because some players pick Landy early for some reason. So then Milim is pretty good. And also she like her S3 ignores damage share, so you can actually play her into Meru to some extent. Opsig is actually okay. She feels pretty strong too. I mean, not like she feels playable, which is like where BTR, which is basically BTR, right? She feels playable, so yeah. I think Opsig is pretty decent. Landy is pretty decent in some games. She's pretty good into Maid, like Maid stall, but yeah. And then Fern. Okay, so Fern, I don't think she's that bad. I do think she should get buffed though. Because the thing is, not bad. Like B tier, okay, B tier isn't bad, right? Like B tier is playable. That's actually okay. That's not a bad spot to be in. The thing you have to keep in mind is that she's a collab. I mean, first of all, she's a collab unit, so I mean, she's kinda unique. She's kinda unique, and every collab, like she's probably not gonna get buffed after she because she's a collab unit. She's probably not gonna get. She's yeah, almost 100% not gonna get buffed after the collab is over. And if you look at collab units, like historically, like just in general, what have we had that was like really strong? Like Rimuru was like S tier on release. 6 months later, he was nowhere to be found. Albedo was like S tier on release. 6 months, like a year later, nowhere to be found. She's unplayable. Milim, pretty good on release. She's actually somewhat playable right now, but like she's very, very niche. Sholtir, always been unplayable. Ed was okay on, like he was actually not that bad after his first buff, but he fell off extremely fast. Like all the collab units, they fall off like quite fast. Even S tier ones, they fell off in like 6 months to a year. Fern is B tier on release. That means in 3 months you're never gonna see Fern again ever. Yeah, like I would like her to be a bit stronger than that. I think she has her kit on paper is really fun. She has a lot of potential. She just doesn't really live up to it. And yeah, I would like her to be. I would like her to live up to it. Like no, she doesn't have to be SS tier. She doesn't have to be S tier. But at the very least A tier. Because B tier in 3 months you're never seeing Fern again. So yeah, that's a bit much. Especially because like her artifact is really bad. It's really only useful on her, and even on her it's not that strong. And she needs imprints because she's crit imprint, and I don't know, like she has a lot of conditions, and just to be mediocre, she has like it's a bit much. I really hope she gets buffed, but I mean I guess we'll see. Anyway, and then yeah, like C tier, D tier, Stark tier, nothing too crazy. BDK Loki. I could see BDK. Yeah, I think BDK is actually here. Yeah, I think BDK is actually here. SSV is so bad. SSV, you can potentially cleave with her, but yeah, it's pretty bad overall. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is mostly like accurate. Like C and B, so like some C tiers you can probably put in B tier, but like that's about it really. So, anyway, that's gonna be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Peace.